Hello everyone, I'm Rec-V5.
I am Sandman99.
And welcome back to Diablo 2 PC Solo Paladin playthrough. Yes, it's hammer time again. And actually, we're working towards upgrading Bone Snap here because...
Unfortunately, there's no song called Club Time.
No song called Club Time? Not that I know of,
anyway.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like a hammer.
I guess.
I mean, it's just a hammer made with a skull, you know? As opposed to a hammer made with, like, an actual, like, I guess, mallet thing. It's basically a log.
Yeah,
right?
that actually looks like those big mallets that they used at, like, fairs and stuff like that, where you hit the plate at the bottom to make the weight go up and ring the bell kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, at least in the TV shows and movies anyway. I've never personally seen anything like that.
Yep. Yeah, well, I don't know if Larzik will be selling one of those, one of the more regular ones, but, like, the regular maul kind of looks like how it does on the Paladin here, where, like, it's like a stone-headed hammer.
Yeah.
It's just like a big chunk of stone or metal or iron, I don't know what it is. I always thought it was stone. But, you know, I don't know if we'll find one on Neelathok either here. Probably not. But yeah, like, it's like a big chunk of whatever on the end of a stick, basically.
Yeah. So it's been a while since we've done this. Do you remember what we're doing?
Yes, so I just picked up by talking to Larzik there, the first quest for us to do in Act 5. We killed Diablo last time, and it was the longest boss fight ever. It was painful. But now we're going to go and make sure my cube is empty so that I can actually pick stuff up. And we're going to go and we're going to kill Shank, who's like the frontline guy who's besieging this city right now, apparently.
Oh. Okay.
And there will be these dumb barbarians who can't get shit done, and where's Bro? There's Bro. We need Bro to come out and take these shots for us, so we don't have to.
Oh, they're burning dead archers, and you're gonna die already.
Oh shit, I actually did die.
You have died.
Wow.
You were not paying attention.
No, that was so sloppy. Well, I haven't done this in a couple weeks, so, you know.
Yeah, now you're gonna have to get your naked ass out there and try and get all your stuff back.
Pretty much, yeah. That's exactly how it's gonna go. And then I'll have to run back and resurrect What's-His-Nuts. There, we'll just run up and pick up our shit.
That's pretty handy. It looks like there's a barrage of fireballs and arrows and everything else.
But we have 73% fire resistance. I don't know what hit me there that took out 200 points of health.
I think it was just a sheer volume of attacks.
All right, we gotta talk to. We gotta talk. Well, it might have been me killing myself too, right? Because I could have hit somebody and then something hit me.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you notice, like, again, against these skeletons, remember how I told you skeletons are super duper fucking dangerous?
Yeah.
And it's because I can't lifesteal off of skeletons. So, like, I can fight this guy, and it's not so bad.
Yeah, but I think you've got to, you know, like, retreat and heal up.
If I attempt to hit one of those skeletons, then I'll take full damage from my attack, and that'll be, like, 500 points of damage or more, right?
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? We're gonna retreat here, because my potions are still laying on the ground here, so... Undead are bad, basically. And anything undead that I can't lifesteal off of is almost a showstopper.
Oh, so you gotta buy more potions now?
Yeah. And it's just because every time I hit them, I take so much damage back.
So you need to have a Witcher class in this one, so you can, like, put up a shield in front of you and stuff like that. Because I started reading the Witcher books recently. I just started the second one. And they're pretty good.
Yeah, look at that. I take, like, 300 points of damage by hitting that guy. Wow, how are we gonna make it past all these archers? Look at all that damage.
I don't know. I guess you'll be sucking back the potions in this one.
Yeah. It's just because they're undead too, right? That's the big complication is they're undead. Buddy's gonna get himself killed there. Yeah, Buddy just got himself killed. All the archer fire, the undead archer fire.
Well, you'll
and
just have
they're
to...
everywhere. We've got nothing but archer spawns here. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna run out of money if I end up having to resurrect Buddy over and over again, so we're just gonna have to figure out how to do this. Figure out how to make this work. Pick up some potions on the way, that's not a bad idea.
Well, look on the bright side, though, at least being as how they are archers, and their individual attacks don't seem to do you much damage, so you can probably kill one, and then let your potions catch up a little bit, and then, you know, kill another one, and so on. It'll be time-consuming, however. Right?
Yeah, well, this is the bad part, right? Is, because I do so much damage to myself...
Yeah,
that's really what will do you.
There isn't something kind of like you can't buy grenades or something like that in this game.
Well, you can buy grenades, but these things on Players 8 are going to have so many hit points that there's no way. There's no way that we'll kill them.
Oh.
You know what? I think I'm just going to advance forward here and just ignore the fact that there are archers at the city gates, and other people can deal with that problem.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the type of character you're playing is
basically if I can't lifesteal off of them, I do too much damage to myself.
Yeah, unsuitable for that type of enemy. Oh, look, there's more of them now.
Yeah, but if they're in smaller numbers and they're not like a giant horde, it's not so bad.
Yeah, well, maybe you can just keep feeding your buddy potions. It looks like he can kill them.
Yeah, but not in that number. Pull back, buddy. Pull back. You're gonna get yourself killed. There. And we'll come up here. We'll fight these guys. These guys are much nicer to fight. Much friendlier. All the archers, all the time. Oh my god. This would be painful.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What can we do about this?
You need to respec.
Nah, we're not going to respec. What we're going to do is we're going to basically run past all of the archers and just not try to kill them, because we can kill these guys just fine. So we'll just focus on killing these guys, and then any time we see archers, we'll turn the tail and run. Because we just can't kill them. And I mean, that's actually going to be a more of a recurring theme moving forward, because eventually we're also going to start to run into physical immune enemies on Hell difficulty, so... Imagine how much fun that's going to be. Alright, so as long as we stay to the outside here, I think, and we don't attract the attention of, like, 30 or 40 fucking archers, I think we'll be fine.
I don't know. I think that this situation definitely exposes a critical weakness in your build.
Yeah, but every build has a critical weakness, right? Remember how bad Act 2 was this time around, too? And again, it was mostly because of the undead. And it would be better if we had a better weapon for Buddy there, but we don't. Actually, we're going to want to go back to town, because that's a boss. And I don't have enough potions to keep Buddy alive. But I can sell all these funny things that I pick up here. Do a little bit of fundraising. And it's not all forms of undead either. It's only like skeletons. So like other skeleton-like enemies or zombie-type enemies, for the most part, you can lifesteal off of them. There's only a few enemies in the game that you don't actually get to lifesteal off of, and skeletons are one of them. And another one is like mummy sarcophagi. That's what we ended up encountering in Act 2. And that was particularly bad.
Yeah, you need to switch to the bow.
Fuck that idea.
So that you can just stand back and exchange arrow. I can see the archer type character in this game being very good for this particular area. Because you could kind of just approach the edges of those encounter areas, right?
Well, it's mostly just an issue of how much damage you do, right?
Yeah. And then you can pick them off, one at a time with your bow, right? And
because we do a very large amount of damage with very little in the way of equipment.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we're doing almost 4,000 points of damage now. Which is what makes this work. Or
switch to that character type that the Sweater Vest Gamer likes to use, where he just summons skeletons, and then he just, kind of hangs around out at the edges and runs around and avoids attacks while his summoned skeletons do all of this dirty work for him.
Nah. You gotta fight like a real man. You gotta get your hands dirty. Warrior is where it's at. Actually, if the warrior was a class in this game, I would totally play warrior.
Yeah. Well,
that's actually part of how I developed playing Paladin this way to begin with, is because I got tired of having mana as a requirement for using a character.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, you know what? I'll just, like, play sacrifice style, and,
I find that a little confusing anyway. Why would mana have anything to do with, like swinging a weapon and hitting somebody? Right?
Well, it became part of a fad in the game design of this type around this time, where they wanted to start making, like, all the class skills and everything require some kind of resource to manage. And so, for example, like in my combat skills here, if I were to take something like Zeal, well, that costs 2 mana per click, right? Or if I take something like Vengeance, that costs 4 mana per click, right? And of course, those mana requirements increase. Oh yeah, I can't lifesteal off of a catapult either, because it's not a living thing. And Buddy's gonna take forever to kill it. What's Buddy's weapon right now? It's just a regular whatever. He's got junk, because we haven't found anything good for him. If I find another soul rune, maybe I should upgrade his weapon. Then at least he'd do a little more damage, and he'd be better at handling these undead. See, we're kind of lucky, though, that skeletons are kind of dumb.
Well, the thing is, what I've noticed in this game, as well as the first game, is that archery-type enemies will generally speaking, they'll just stand there and exchange shots with you. If you want to, like shoot a bow or cast spells at them from a distance or whatever, they're quite content to do the same, right?
Yep. Okay, what are you? You're lightning enchanted, extra fast. Let's make sure Buddy can stay alive there. Lightning enchanted ain't so scary anymore, because we have 75% lightning resistance.
Yeah, you took that less damage from killing that guy than you did from killing just a regular
skeleton.
Bush League skeleton.
Yeah, I can kill all the bosses, but I can't kill normal enemies, right? That's where we're heading. Wow, that was a terrible, terrible item. Whatever. See, the thing is, too, I don't believe there's a safety on this, so it is actually perfectly possible for me to kill myself using my own attack.
Yeah.
So we can,
do some of that, too. You need to do that a lot, I think.
Oh, shit. Let's not go that way. That's another boss. Boss skeleton. Oh, well, Barbarian just got killed by boss skeleton. No idea where my hireling is. He's just kind of lagging behind.
No, he's probably fighting with somebody.
Yeah, he's fighting with something else. So we'll have to, like, come up and we'll like, regenerate a bunch and hit one of these guys and hit him a couple times. and then regenerate a bunch. And I get some life back from that. Yeah, they're nasty, right? Undead are nasty. And there aren't a lot of undead, but in this game that you can't lifesteal off of, because, you know, even normal undead, like if I'm fighting a lich or I'm fighting one of those, like, zombies with the two-handed swords, I can still lifesteal off of them. But I can't lifesteal off of the, like, Joe Blow normal skeleton archer. The, like, total jobber Joe Blow archer is my bane. Well, the total jobber Joe Blow skeleton in general is my bane, actually. Let's be real. But we'll figure it out and make it work. Right? The more of these guys we can fight, the better we are. And the more of the skeletons we fight, the worse we are.
Oh, now you got something else there.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine, though. They're not so bad. And I think their main attack is fire-based, and we've got a lot of fire resistance. The one bad thing, though, is if they teleport away, and I swing at them, then I take full damage as if I hit them.
Yeah.
Because of that bug. Like that.
Yep. Those dirty little teleporters.
There. And we can actually get a couple potions back off of that. So we've made the halfway point already. I don't even know what a Sacred Feathers is. It's some kind of druid item. What are we carrying around? I'm carrying around that worthless axe. Well, I guess I could go back to town and restock a little. I am completely frozen anyways, so probably be a good idea to get rid of that.
Doesn't that wear off on its own after a while?
It does, but why wait? And I'll take that and drag that there and buy some potions, throw some crap on the ground so I can sell that axe. Alright, I gotta take the axe out of the cube first. This is the one bad thing about having all these charms, is I have no room. I always have to, like, fidget things around. And that axe was totally not worth picking up, but we do have a flawless skull, I guess, to throw in the old stash there. Yeah, once we got past the initial skeleton rush there, things are better. Because there's more of a variety of enemies, and therefore less things that I kill myself on.
Some of those packs of skeletons were really big, too. There was a lot of them.
Yeah, there were. And, you know, we just can't kill them fast enough, because we need to, like, hit one and then run around, and hit one and then run around, and then hit one and then run around, because we need to wait for our health to regenerate, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea what this will sell for, but I picked it up anyways. Actually, it looks like it's going to sell for total junk, because it doesn't increase any skills. So we'll get rid of it.
Well.
Oh, look. More healing potions. Well, that's not a bad thing.
Hey, my new cord makes this it's longer than the old one was.
Yep. Yeah, we had to get you a new extension cord, because your old one just totally stopped.
It gave up the ghost just at the end of a recording.
Yep.
So we had to lean together and talk into your microphone for the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, I just took off my headset and put it between us. Kind of like a actual mic.
Yeah.
And then there's the catapults that rain shit down on you too, right?
Yep. Is that what that is?
Yep, that occasional magic attack you see from above, that's a catapult in the distance raining attacks down on us.
Can you redeem all these dead skeletons now?
Probably.
Yeah, that'll help if you remember to do that every now and then, too.
Well, it'll help somewhat. We're still gonna drink potions just by killing them, just because they are skeletons. And there's really nothing I can do about that. But let's feed Buddy another potion there. The Buddy has more hit points than us, in spite of the fact that we have 270 points of vitality.
Mm.
And we'll take out the stupid catapult.
Ooh. Ow.
Kill ourselves on the catapult.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a terrible healing potion. That's a much better one. Thankfully, catapults don't regenerate health, so we can just, you know...
Wait for your healing potion to
Wait for my healing
regenerate.
potion to regenerate me enough that I can kill the catapult. Unfortunately, I can't redeem a catapult, and I don't know if I left any corpses behind back here, so... It's these types of things that really make you burn through potions.
Yeah.
Things that you can't lifesteal off of. No, don't get stuck in the catapult area.
Well,
We need you to come forward.
That's one of the things that I don't really like so much about this game is the fact that you're constantly drinking potions all the time, right?
Yep, well, if we weren't drinking health potions, we'd be drinking mana potions all the time, right?
Well, you know what I mean, though, right? You're constantly drinking potions all the time. And a lot of other games in this type of genre, that type of thing is not necessary. You know? I mean, you'd have to have a bladder the size of a swimming pool in order to be able to drink all these fluids that you're taking in, right?
Maybe they're just really tiny potions and they just look big on the belt.
I mean, for realism, they could at least show you stopping to take a leak every now and then or something, right? Like...
Okay, we've got a couple skeletons incoming.
Or are these potions really, really small, like
they're baby-sized potions.
A 1 ounce shot glass or something?
That's right, baby-sized potions.
You know, a little does a lot, right?
Yep. But yeah, no, I don't know. The thing is, too, is like, I guess you kind of... Well, I didn't really feel like I drank as many potions as this in Diablo 1, though, either.
No.
And that's in spite of the fact that that game has instant healing potions. You just don't drink as many of them because you have more options to deal with enemies.
Yeah, well, and not only that, but you can also... You know, like, tactical play is a bit more of a thing in that version than it is in this one, right?
Yeah.
Because you can actually defend narrow doorways and choke points and things like that, whereas here, you know, like if they decide that they're going to attack you in a mass, you know, no matter what you do, even those stairways, 2 or 3 of them are still going to be able to attack you at the same time, right?
That's right. Well, basically
Like
what it does is it just raises the requirement. So, like, in Diablo 1, if you can take on 2 or 3 enemies at a time, you're considered to be a very strong character. In this game, taking on 2 or 3 enemies at a time is kind of like the minimum requirement.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, basically everything is... It's more in-game inflation, right? You know, damage is inflated, armor values are inflated, and, you know, like they had to increase the number of enemies as well, I guess.
Of course, again, things are even more inflated. They're inflated by about 500% because we're playing on Player's 8 as well.
Oh yeah, I suppose, eh? I've actually never seen this game played on anything else because this is the only time I've actually really seen this game played.
Yeah, I'll probably have to end up switching to Player's 1 when we finally get to Hell because the scaling will just be too much.
Yeah.
But I think the scaling on, like, Act 5 Nightmare here on Player's 8 is somewhat similar to what it would be on, like, Player's 1 Hell.
Oh.
So, you know, we're fighting enemies that have a ridiculous amount of hit points. That doesn't mean that their damage is scaled, but their hit points are definitely scaled.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go buy some potions. Gotta pay the potion tax. That only costs about 7 grand to fill a belt. Maybe 8 grand.
Yeah, but you pick up, like, you know, crazy amounts of gold in this too, right? You know, like it only costs 7,000 gold to fill your belt with potions, but you know, like 7,000 gold is like what, you know, a couple of bucks or something.
Yeah. Yeah, the poverty economy of Diablo 2.
Yeah. Yeah, where the lowliest peasant has 10,000 gold pieces in a bag and under his bed, right?
Yep.
And that's
No,
just
it's just a letter of credit.
And that's just enough for him to be able to buy groceries for the next week.
That's right.
I think I may have mentioned it before, but that's one of the things I like about Baldur's Gate 3 is that they appear to have deflated the economy a little bit, right? You know, like if you're carrying around 1,000 gold pieces, that's actually quite a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
You know, like you can buy a lot of stuff with 1,000 gold pieces. Even magical items cost, you know, some of the more pricey ones are still under 1,000 gold pieces, right?
So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to draw them more towards me when they do react to me and spot me.
Yeah.
So that if there's more guys behind them, I don't aggro all of the other guys standing behind them. Like this guy who's coming towards us now.
Yeah, because one spiky hunchback is a lot easier to kill than 4.
That's right. There we go, we got that guy too. Also, the spiky hunchback guys, they're a bit worse for my hireling than they are for me, whereas the skeletons are a bit worse for me than they are for my hireling. Not that my hireling can actually kill the skeletons, because, I mean, look at how little damage he does. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It took him 10 hits to kill one skeleton. We'd be here all day if we had to rely on him. Okay, let's pull back a little bit. That's a bit too many skeletons. I need to push up that way, but I'm going to do it with more potions.
Nah.
We'll just potion our way through the skeletons and get some scrolls while we're at it. If we pick up an expensive item now and then, that'll help us pay our tax. See, if I hit something and then he finishes it, right?
Yep.
And I can also probably come up here and pick this one off. Maybe. Okay, let's see if we can get him back here, because I don't want to pay another 32 grand for him to resurrect. That'll be a lot of money.
Why, how much money have you got now?
I don't know, like, probably close to 500 grand in the stash or something like that.
Oh.
I just don't want to blow through a whole bunch of my money resurrecting his ass over and over again. Okay. Too many skeletons. Damn it. Well, at least they're spreading out a little. That's nice. Yeah, when you need to heal, man, you might want to haul ass backwards. I'm feeding most of my potions to him. Yeah, we're just gonna take lots of damage if I'm trying to get him to kill anything. We'll just,
go back to town and buy more potions again?
We're about to get to that point, yeah. We're about to get to that point, but we'll pick up this sapphire while we're at it. See, it's not that I can't kill the skeletons, it's that I kill myself on the skeletons. That's the bad part. Also, hireling logic isn't great. Come on, both of those guys are weakened. Just kill them. And we'll be good. Gotta use the right aura. I feel like I'm running into, like, ridiculous amounts of skeleton resistance down that path.
Well,
I feel like that path also has ridiculous amounts of skeleton resistance.
I think this is just the level of the skeleton.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could always save and quit and hope I get a different spawn on the mountain, but that would be kind of bleh. I'm sure we can push past this if we can just get past some more skeletons. Besides that, we're almost where we need to be to complete the first quest.
You need your...
Wow, that is a lot of skeletons.
You have to go there?
No.
You can't go around them?
I'm going to try to go around them. I'm going to take a different route.
After you go and buy some more
After
potions.
I go and buy some more potions, yes. Yeah, I think this side has less skeletons.
Yeah, really what you should do is just ignore them and just keep going.
Well, but I might run into a big wall of them if I do that, right? Kind of like what we did at the very beginning, although I was lucky enough that once I ran past that big wall of skeletons, there wasn't another big wall of skeletons behind them. Now, don't go over to the left, you dumb hireling. Come over to the right here, where you're needed. Feed Buddy a potion. And not get wiped out by catapult fire or skeletons. Oh look, there's more over there. Well, we're encountering them in smaller packs on this side, though. We're not encountering, like, giant fucking hordes of them. There's an amulet there that I can't pick up. I want that amulet, though, because I need to sell something. And I have all these arrows that I don't need. See if I can, redeem those skeletons, and then we'll start working on this pack. And then, get rid of those arrows. What is this amulet? All resistances plus 20. That's amazing. That's better than ours.
Wow.
Glad I picked that up. Yeah, I think our cold resistance and our poison resistance are lacking right now. But that's because I didn't change my gear back after fighting Diablo. Hireling can't find his way around the stairs, right? Get some life back. There we go. We're making it through. Pushing through. Yeah, those catapults actually don't do that much damage. They do like 30. It's probably better if I let the hireling kill the catapults, though. If I want the catapults dead at all.
Well, if they don't do much damage, you're just as well off to ignore them.
Oh my god, that's going to take forever for him to kill one.
But he's got to halfway already.
He must hit that thing like 100 times in order to kill it. That'll take literally forever. That's okay, we can sell those worthless potions and that resist all amulet that we have that gives us +1 to maximum damage, which probably translates to like +20. +10. +10 to maximum damage. We don't need +10 to maximum damage. It's not going to make that big of a difference. I'd rather have the resistances, so I'll just sell that, and that will help pay for all that potion tax that we've been paying. And yeah, what do we have in our stash? We have 440,000 gold. Yeah, no, don't focus on the catapults. It's okay, you can leave them alone, really. We don't have to kill these guys, but the hireling's gonna get distracted. I guess we'll come over and give them a couple whacks. I cannot redeem that one corpse, no matter how hard it... No, don't go after the catapult hireling. A grand scepter, that might sell for money. Yep, that'll definitely sell for money. Finally, I got a good redeem. Oh shit.
Oh.
I went one swing too many there.
Yeah.
You've got to be really careful and count your attacks.
Yeah, it's like the archers, like, I'm willing to give my unlife for the cause. If he hits me and kills me, he'll die himself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right?
That's pretty much how it works, yeah. That pike there, though, could be good for the hireling, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's a... It'll have a very high damage prefix on it or something, and then I can upgrade it to, like, whatever the elite or exceptional version of the pike is. There we go. Oh, and of course there's another one over there. And I want the gold pieces, I don't want the pike right now. Do I have enough room to pick up the pike? I do. Pick up the pike, drop the arrows. Don't need arrows. Arrows are worthless. I still couldn't kill that guy in 2 hits, sadly. I'll have to hit him one more time.
See, here's a weapon you need to get. You need to get, like, a ballistic sword.
What?
Well, it's just like, remember I was telling you, when was it, yesterday or the day before? I was browsing Tubi.
Yep.
And there's an old sword and sorcery movie called The Sword and the Sorcerer on there. And I can remember seeing that movie way back when I was like a young fellow, about, I don't know, 25 years old. Because that's how old that movie is.
Yeah, yep.
And it starred a guy who was actually he was in a popular private investigator type TV show back then.
Yep.
Because back around that time, that's the kind of show that was popular, right? Things like the Rockford Files and a number of other similar shows like that, right?
Yep.
And he had this weird-looking 3-bladed sword, but when he pointed it at something and pressed a button, it would actually shoot a sword blade at it, just like a ballistic knife.
Yeah. Okay, we've hit pretty much, I think, just past those staircases is where Shank is, because the mobs have changed.
Yeah.
But,
well, now you got green guys with axes.
Yeah, but we're actually just going to try to drag them out here a little.
Or clubs or something.
Because there's also skeletons on the left there that I want to take care of so they don't come up and shoot me in the back while I'm trying to fight the boss.
Oh.
Feed Buddy a potion there. I fed my last potion to Buddy.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't remember very much about that movie anymore because it's been such a long time since I saw it. But back then, movies in that particular genre were really, really cheesy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, because they didn't have computer-generated imagery and
Yep.
modern special effects capabilities like they have now.
Yep.
So they had to do everything either with stop-action animation or miniatures, you know, and or miniatures using stop-action animation and that kind of thing, right?
Yep.
And you know, like even some of the bigger budget Hollywood films that had, you know, of that type, they had, you know, were somewhat limited as to what they could do, right?
Totally don't remember if you can actually upgrade a rare item. I'm pretty sure you can, and if you can upgrade a rare item, then that might be a good one to upgrade for the hireling, because it does do some additional damage compared to his Becta Corbin that just adds a little bit of damage.
Because back around that time too is when the Conan the Barbarian movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger in them were popular, right? Like they were the new, relatively new thing. And actually, I think those movies had a lot of imitators.
Yep. If only we could get a better weapon for our buddy there. I guess it's fine.
Yeah. But the Conan movies were some of the more, like the better done ones of that type, right? Because they had lots of money to spend on their budgets and that kind of thing.
Well, they're still decent movies to watch even today.
Yeah, but they also didn't try to do things that they didn't have the ability to do properly too, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Now we're up to 500,000 gold again. So in spite of all the potions I've been buying, we've actually been making a profit here. Oh, I got the wrong club out here.
Oh. Yeah, you took a lot less damage from killing that skeleton with that. Maybe that might be a thing you might want to do.
Maybe? Maybe.
It takes, you know, just to switch weapons for skeletons, because it seems like you took, you know, like...
I had to hit him 4 times.
Yeah, I know, but with your usual weapon, you only had to hit them like 3 times, but you also nearly were dead yourself afterwards, right? But with that weapon, it seemed like you had to hit them 4 times, yeah, but you still had 2/3 of your health left, right?
Well, we'll see. I actually don't know how the math on that actually works out.
I don't know how it works out either. I was just looking at how much health you lost while killing that skeleton compared to how much you lose when you were using the other weapon, right?
Yeah. Thing is, too, this is my first playthrough that I've ever used two-handed weapons for this long in.
Yeah.
Because normally by now I would have switched to one-handed weapons by now, but I wanted to just do something different for my playthrough here. Yeah, you know what? Maybe you're right. We should have been using the small club the whole time.
Yep.
That's
well,
okay.
You can always, if you can quickly switch weapons, like I don't know if you've got like a hotkey or something.
Yeah, it's W by default, I think.
But you can probably, you know, switch weapons so that you use a weapon that is the most appropriate for the type of enemy you're killing, right?
Well, sure, and that's technically what I do. But you know, we have a blunt weapon, so blunt weapons are super effective against skeletons, which means that I also take more damage every time I hit a skeleton.
Yeah, what was that?
Well, that was just Shank dying.
Oh, okay, you actually killed him. I didn't notice.
Yeah, well, see, he goes down quicker than the skeletons because, you know, I don't have to run away from him.
Mm-hmm.
I can just stand in his face and beat on him, right? And we do so much damage compared to a normal character at this point that we can just kind of mow through enemies as long as we can lifesteal off of them, right?
Yeah. See, now if you switch weapons, you might be able to actually kill those skeletons without...
Well, I lose health at a slower rate anyways.
Yeah.
Right, I guess maybe the rate of loss is more manageable, but I think I still, like, net hit per hit, if you calculate the amount of damage that I end up doing, it's still the same amount of damage, it just happens over a slower period of time. Because the attack rate on this weapon is slower, and also, yeah, well, the attack rate on the weapon is slower, and I'm doing a little bit less damage per hit.
I don't know. It looked to me like you did a little better there. You didn't have to retreat and drink so many potions as you had otherwise.
The best part was I was planning on upgrading this weapon to make it do more damage.
Well, maybe you need that one to be your skeleton hammer or something.
At least for now. I mean, the thing is, too, is that you get a bonus plus, like, 50% damage, I think, against, or plus 100% damage against undead with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it does, like, I guess it would do up to 3,000 points of damage on the top end against undead. right? But that's 500 points less than the other hammer.
Maybe that special damage doesn't reflect back on you, though.
Well, also, the other hammer here does additional damage to undead as well. It does 50% more damage to undead. So this one does 3,000 damage against undead, and this one does like 4,500 damage against undead.
Yeah.
Which is part of our health loss woes, right?
Mm-hmm. So now that you've killed that guy, what do you got to do next?
Well, now I gotta go up here and get the waypoint, so that we can actually come back here. Oh, that's a shame. I ended up busting that corpse and disintegrating it. Sometimes cold damage is good, sometimes cold damage is bad. Depends on if the enemy can be resurrected or not. And I mean, I can even kill these guys with the slower hammer too, if I had to. Get some healing action going on there. Right, we need to get up here, and then there's going to be a waypoint up here, past all these fucking skeletons. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's an army of skeletons.
Yeah, well maybe, you know, if we approach them little by little, we can get them to start to walk.
Army of darkness.
Yeah, but I don't have the book.
That's okay, the book just did nothing but cause trouble for him anyway.
I wouldn't mind a boomstick about now, though.
Yeah. It was pretty funny, actually. I watched a movie by him recently called My Name is Bruce.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and what happened was it's about this small town where they're being haunted by this weird kind of ghost that comes out of the defunct mine outside of town, and it, you know, kills people and stuff like that. And so they hire Bruce Campbell because they think he's like the guy from the Evil Dead movies and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they expect him to go out there and kill this thing. And of course, he doesn't believe that there's actually anything real about this ghost thing. And so he's treating the whole thing. Actually, I think he somehow mistakenly thinks that they're going to film a movie or something, right?
Oh.
Yeah, so he's over there and he's going to film a movie. And then suddenly there's this thing that's actually really there, right?
Well, that's kind of, I don't even remember what Deadly Strike does. I think it's a critical hit thing, whereas Crushing Blow is like do percentage of enemies' maximum health or something. I don't know, it's a set item. We're collecting them for no reason.
It all sounds like critical hits to me.
Yeah, well, we collect all these things for no reason, we throw them in the stash, and then we never look at them again. That's kind of how this goes, right?
Well, look at the bright side. If you ever run out of money, you can go back into your stash and you can retrieve all that stuff and sell it.
Yeah, that's true. I could just, like, mass sell things.
All that is it's just, you know, like a gold repository. That's what that is.
That's kind of how it's worked out, yeah. So there we go. We need to talk to Larzik here and be like, yeah, we killed the guy. And he'll be like, yeah, I'll socket one of your items. And then we're just not going to use that. Although, we are likely to socket both of these hammers at some point and then stick an rune in each of them. Because that would give us life-stealing. Because runes, if I can find one here, there's one, does 7% lifesteal per hit. Which, on normal difficulty, would single-handedly pretty much nullify our sacrifice damage. However, I think lifesteal is 1/2 as effective on Nightmare and 1/3 as effective on Hell.
Oh.
So we actually have something like 11% lifesteal and divide that by 2, right? You end up with like 5.5%, which is why we still take some damage. But yeah, if we add 7% to that, right? So that'd be 11% and then that'd be 18% and then divide that by 3. Right, and that's roughly 6% lifesteal, which would make our build viable on Hell difficulty. And we'll absolutely have to socket these things before Hell difficulty in order to use them properly. Now, what was I doing again? I need to go, oh yeah, now we're on the soldier rescue mission. Hopefully I don't encounter skeletons up here. Take a sip of my favorite drink before we get going here.
The soldier rescue mission?
Yeah, basically there's a bunch of barbarian soldiers that are being held by demons and you have to let them all go.
Oh.
Of course, the cages that I have to bust them out of are not something I can lifesteal off of. So I could kill myself on the cages. I could slaughter all the enemies perfectly fine, but then get killed by the cages. But this particular boss pack is somewhat nasty. Gotta be careful here.
Yeah, those green guys can really run. Look at them go.
Yeah, they're extra fast, and they might be extra strong or something else nasty. Who knows? You just want to be careful. Alright, Buddy will do a good job of tanking all of them. Alright, and then I'll go and redeem a couple of them for some hit points. Oh shit! Wow, he got hit hard. Wonder if that was the boss that hit him there. He died very unexpectedly. So let's go resurrect him. If I can find the guy I need to talk to. There he is. See, I'm so used to navigating with the map too that I don't actually pay attention to what's going on the game field most of the time. Yeah, so we'll resurrect Buddy there. That kind of takes away that item that I ended up selling.
Gulzar's bad day at work.
You'd have a bad day at work too if you had to deal with this shit. Yeah, what is he? Oh yeah, extra fast, extra strong, that's why. Fucking... So that's why these guys are so bad. They're incredibly dangerous. Thankfully, we can still kill them by conventional means, unlike skeletons. Grim Wand, that'll sell. We're gonna pick up that Grim Wand. Okay, that one won't sell. That one's garbage. And those greaves are probably garbage too. But, you know, yeah, they're garbage as well. All this garbage! Ah. Damn it.
Yes, but is it as bad as the Ghoul Slayer's Gamma Gun?
Yeah, it might as well be. The thing about Diablo 2 is like 90+% of the drops that you encounter are basically all garbage. Right? They're not usable items. You can't use them for anything. It doesn't matter how you build your character either, they'll always be useless. Whereas in Diablo 1, I mean, you could beat the game with all normal items if you really wanted to try. It's really hard, but you can do it. I see we're gonna have mages. Mages are a bit annoying.
Oh yeah, you got these guys riding in baskets on these other things now.
That's right. And unfortunately, they drop Buddy like a sack of shit there. So, we get to pay more tax. So we were making a profit, now we're going to be in a deficit here. Or rather, we're going to be in a loss.
You know what? You're trying to save their asses. They should do this for free.
Ah! Well, but they can't put all their eggs in one basket, right? I think these Vile Lancers are somewhat tough for Buddy there. Feed him a potion. Just preemptively feed him a potion. In case something hits him. Now, can we not walk towards the middle of the area for now? Can we just walk up? Oh, well, of course there's more skeletons there. Okay, I guess we will fight the Vile Lancers after all, because it means I don't have to deal with those skeletons for like 5 seconds. Stop walking away from me at a rate that I can't hit you at. Yeah, I think that is a boss pack of skeletons, so where is the boss? Undead Fire Enchanted Stone Skin. Well, that's not good. Well, it's somewhat good, because Stone Skin means I won't kill myself as fast. But the Fire Enchanted means he's going to do even more fire damage. Of course, you've got regular skeletons mixed in with these boss skeletons too, right? Okay, maybe we should just... You might want to, like, pull back and heal up, Buddy, so that, you know, you don't get shot to piss. Yeah, that felt good. Okay, you hit that one in front. The one that I hit. And it'll die somewhat soon. After you hit it like 5 times. He still had to hit it 5 times. It would only take me 1 more hit, but it took him like 5. Okay. Okay, I think we're good.
Yeah, you got him.
Sure, what the hell, we'll open up the chest, because why not? And more shit. See, I do wish that I could just omit certain items that I just couldn't pick up. And actually, later games in this kind of genre would end up implementing that, but maybe the better solution would just be to have enemies drop less loot, and de-inflate the game.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, I haven't played any newer games of this type. So, I don't know whether they've gone and done the
Well, they did basically loot filtering, right? In later games in this genre.
You mean like Diablo 3?
No, doesn't exist. Blizzard died as a corporation after Diablo 2 was released. It was just a commercial failure. Okay, we don't need to kill that either. It'd be a good idea to kill that evil demon hut, because that'll spawn more of these guys over and over again. There we go. You have fun on that siege tower there, buddy. It'll still be there when you get back. Now, can I actually kill one of these? The evil demon hut? No, it's gonna go in. I can't lifesteal off of it either.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be painful, but we need to kill the evil demon hut so that we stop getting evil demon spawns. Like little demon imp spawns.
It looks to me like you're doing a terrible job of it.
Well, the thing is, though, too, is if we generate enough corpses, then I can keep myself alive. And individual demon imps aren't that powerful, right? But actually, these archers are kind of annoying, too. We'll just go back, get more potions, deal with archers. Well, that's a really odd layout. I guess she generated way more throwing spears. She's having a throwing spear obsession. I'll, just sell that amulet away, I think. +6 to whatever. Minimum damage. Don't need it. And again, I could be recycling these things, but now that I've got a +20 resist all amulet, I think that's almost as good as you can get. I don't know how actually high you can get it, but that's going to be a prismatic amulet, so it's at least the highest version of a resist all amulet. I don't know what the highest value you can get on it is, but I'm probably never going to get that anyways. Okay, we take out the skeletons. We work on the demon hut. Couple hits. It's only got like 2 or 3 hits left once my health is fully recovered. You know what? I'm gonna pick up that gothic plate anyways. It'll sell for like 2,000 gold or something. Yay! There you go. So there you go. That's what it's required to kill one of those demon huts. And really, I could just speed through here too and rescue the barbarian guys, but again, I don't know what's out here right now, how many archers we're going to see, where the boss packs are, things like that. So, advancing with a little bit of caution. Okay, there's a boss pack. What are you? You are... I can't tell. What are you? Teleportation something or other. Teleportation Fire Enchanted. That's not so bad. I can deal with Teleportation Fire Enchanted, no problem.
Oh, there's another one of those things.
Yep. And they're really annoying. We'll pick up some healing potions off the ground here, while they shoot us with fireballs and whatever else. The fireballs don't really hurt. It's just the huts here. I can kill myself on the hut. And I mean, maybe I could just ignore... I mean, I should probably get the right aura up so I can hit things too, but maybe I could just ignore the hut because I have such high fire resistance. But even if I had to run away from something else, even if these guys can't kill me, they could get in the way and block my path, right?
Yeah, it's just tactically sound to not leave enemies behind you, right?
Well, in this case, because I don't exactly know where I need to be and where I need to go. Generally speaking, you don't want to waste your time full clearing areas in this game, just because you'll blow through more resources and take more time for whatever benefit you might actually get out of it. This looks kind of like encampment area, maybe. Maybe there's some barbarians over here. We'll just kind of ignore the stragglers for now. There's skeletons. We'll just kind of go over this way instead for a little while.
Yeah, so I know you got a few more episodes of this left yet, but have you thought about what you want to do when you're done with this?
When I'm done with this? I mean, I actually might want to go back to Diablo 1.
What about Champions of Norath or something?
Yeah, we could do some Champions of Norath too if you want to do that.
Yeah. Or Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance.
Yep, could definitely do that.
All similar games to this one.
Yeah, well, they're all basically inspired by this game, right?
Yeah.
No, I think there's a boss pack of skeletons down to the right there. I'm just not going to fight them if I don't have to. Running a little low on potions, though.
Yeah. All those good old PlayStation 2 games, hey?
Yep.
We gotta keep the old PlayStation 2 working here.
Well, it should be nicer on the new recording setup that you've got there now.
Yeah. Although that being said, I guess if the old PlayStation 2 finally craters, the PlayStation 3 will also play those games, so...
No, I don't think the PlayStation 2 is going to crater. Yeah,
No.
It's not showing any signs of it.
No. Actually, I used to have one where the drawer slid out, and it was much bigger and bulkier. It was about the size of a modern, like, well, I guess not quite so modern now, but it was about the same size as a PS4, right?
Yep.
But it was, you know, like, it had that drawer that came out, kind of like on a stereo CD player, right?
Yeah, that's how the original big fat PS2s were designed.
Yeah, and that one had too many moving parts in it, I think. Whereas this one here is the one where the lid just flips up and you stick the disc in there and then you put the lid back down, right?
Well, I've still got a slide-out PS2.
Yeah.
With the old style PS2, and it still works. Oop, no, I want
I
to sell
know,
that.
I know my poor old PS1 finally quit because like the little electric motor that drove the head back and forth died.
Ah.
And I'm not too sure why, but for the longest while I had to stand it up on edge. You know, because those ones were similar in design, I guess, to this PlayStation 2, where you know, it sat flat,
yep.
and then you'd press a button and the lid would pop up, but it wouldn't read the discs unless you turned it on end, right?
Hey, who knows? Maybe it was just a gravity thing, even.
Yeah. But I never really worried too much about it. Once it cratered, then I just played my PS1 games on my PS2, right?
Yep.
Since it was, you know, fully backward compatible.
Yeah, it's really a shame that they stopped doing that.
That was a big selling point for PlayStation, actually. You know, like
it doubled the size of their game library.
Well, it
right?
also kept older games more relevant too, right? Now, I guess they'd rather do a remaster of some of these old games and then sell them again, right?
Yeah, or their online store thing and make you buy them again.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of that. I've always thought that was a crap business practice myself.
Yeah.
And so, you know, like, for me, I take all my old games, and even though I still own all these old consoles, I rip them to my PC, and then I just emulate them on my PC. Although I didn't do that for our Hot Shots Golf playthrough, even though I could have. That's because, in terms of video capture quality, the way that a PS2, like a real PS2, outputs video, it's not really the same as the way an emulator tries to output video. And so the emulator makes the game look kind of nasty, right? Whereas our recordings actually look pretty, like, neat and clean coming off of the PS2, right?
Yeah.
And that's really the big difference, right? Now, I don't really know why that is, because theoretically they're trying to emulate the same thing, and the emulator is supposed to be reasonably accurate and things like that. And I mean, for gameplay purposes, the emulator plays fine, right? Like, it can play those games perfectly well, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't look as nice. So I played it on my real PS2 because I figured the viewers would appreciate that better. Let's just not join Skeleton Hell. So I didn't see any barbarians down that way. That's why I was walking back there for a little while. But I don't think anybody's down there. We'll just put that potion in the belt as well. Oop, I don't want to hit that. Actually, do I take... Yeah, I do. I take full damage from hitting a barricade, too. All this damage that I can't lifesteal off of. Oh, and then I accidentally clicked that tower. Kill myself on door. Barricaded door. Bane of Paladin. Yeah, there's some more skeletons. I'll go down here and take out these ones.
Well, I guess in later games, though, they gave you the ability to give your companions specific commands, right? So you could probably tell him to batter down the door for you.
Well, not in, like, later Diablo games, but, like, in later, I guess, like, games of this genre, I suppose?
Yeah.
Of course, there's no attacks in games later of this genre that are of the characteristic of sacrifice, really.
Yeah, I've never heard of that kind of thing before, either.
Yeah, where you expend life to attack. But instead, that means that almost all modern games just make you expend mana to attack over and over again. Or whatever resource. Some of them, they come up with, like, differentiated resources for each character.
Yeah, well, one of the reasons that I like the Champions games is because you could make regular attacks without needing anything special, right?
Well, I definitely could make regular attacks without needing anything special as well, but, like, so let's see here. My damage with sacrifice is 2,145 to 3,418. And, oop, accidentally clicked there. If I go to normal attack, my damage is 554 to 875.
Yeah.
So, my damage is, like, not even 1/3 of what it is with sacrifice.
Yeah.
Right? So I get, like, something like, 4 times more damage on the bottom end, and, a little over 3 times more damage on the top end.
So with sacrifice turned off, you'd be able to hit enemies without taking damage?
That's right. But I wouldn't be able to do any significant damage to them. Like, I'll show you for a quick second here. We'll go up against these skeletons, and I'll show you how much damage I actually do against them. It's not a significant amount. 3, 4,
I don't know.
5.
Looks to me like you went through them at a reasonable rate.
Well, let's take this Vile Lancer, for example. 2, 3, 4...
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
but don't forget the weapon you're using gives you a big buff against undead, right?
True, but there are no weapons that give me a buff against demons, right?
I know,
unless
but,
I find a specific enchantment for that. Ooh,
but
who's
again,
about to die?
you need to. Yeah, I think he died. You need to use your abilities too against the suitable
Nah,
enemy.
you just need to power through it and mash sacrifice and do it D1 warrior style.
Oh, see, all this time I had no idea that you could turn that off at will.
Yes. You can turn that off
So
at
when
will.
you're killing skeletons, you could just turn that off and then kill them.
Yeah, but that means I'd actually have to turn it off, and I don't want to do that.
Oh.
Besides that, we actually already have another ability going at all times anyways that reduces enemy defense to, like, practically nothing. I think I can pick up that Gothic plate and identify it. Well, that might be okay to sell, because it's got decent armor. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very much a fan of the big damage, and this game is definitely just not friendly to melee characters, anyways. Buddy is getting shot to pieces there.
Yeah, he's almost dead again already.
Yeah, he needs to come back here and suck on some healing potions. As I dance back and forth attempting to open that chest.
He looks like he's feeling much better now. You still haven't found any barbarians to rescue. What's the deal here?
Basically, they're going to be in encampments over here somewhere in cages.
Oh, and they're all going to be, like, in the same place, or what?
Well, they're going to be in, like, packs of 5. I think I got to rescue something like 15 of them total or something.
Oh.
And they're going to be in packs of 5, which means there's going to be, like, 3 cages around here somewhere. Extra fast teleportation. Extra fast teleportation's not so bad, and that guy's going to blow up. See, these staircases aren't so bad. I don't know how much damage that guy does. All the catapults, all the time. Okay, I think we actually killed him. Oh no, he teleported. There.
And all of his healing potions just go flying.
Yep. And all that other crap that I can't pick up. And there's a,
Oh, there you go.
I'll kill myself on the door.
Yeah, they're out. They're rescued. Oh,
Yep.
they even... If they could generate a town portal, why the fuck didn't they do that inside the cage?
I have no idea, man. You know,
They could have just totally town portaled out of there, and then you wouldn't have to go through all this.
You'd think, and it's not like it's me opening the town portal, because I still have the same number of town portal scrolls as I started with.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the Kane thing, right? Like, where does Deckard Cain get the town portal from? It's the plot town portal, right? It's like, you know, Dragon Age has the plot assassination dagger, and Diablo has the plot town portal.
Yeah.
Come downstairs. Come downstairs.
The things that just don't make sense, that you just have to accept with a grain of salt, eh?
Oh, there's another cage over here. You can tell, too, because they have this bright, like, white outline.
Oh, there's another one there, too. There's 2 of them that are fairly close together.
Yeah, and a boss in there. And what's the boss? Fanaticism... Okay, Fire Enchanted Fanaticism. That might not be so bad. I say famous last words before I die. Can you come attack this barricade? Oh my god.
There, he hit it a couple. You know what?
No,
I think
I
he
hit it.
Oh,
He doesn't do enough damage
yeah.
to kill just about anything. Because, you know, like, if I'm doing, like, 500 to 800 points of damage, he's doing, like, 165 to 453.
He sucks. You should get somebody else.
I can't get somebody else. He's as good as they get. Okay, well, you go fight the skeletons. I'll let the morons out. Why are you attacking that barricade? Yo, we're just gonna go this way.
He's a mindless zombie.
Yeah, he's he's got the drool like running from his mouth, right? Okay, well, if we run back here to where there's no barricades or anything that he can attack, then he'll engage those skeletons, which is what I want him to do. Tigulated mail. Can I sell that for something? I'll have to check later. Okay, so there's no more. We need to find one more of those guys. I think we need to rescue 5 more, so there's one more room.
Yeah. Isn't it just like right there?
No. I didn't see it there.
Well, I saw 2 of them close together there.
Yeah, I rescued both of those guys from both of those 2 rooms.
Oh.
Yeah, that Gothic plate sold for 30 grand. Tigulated mail here might sell for a decent amount too, maybe. Hopefully. See, even he can kill demon imps. That's how weak demon imps are.
Mm.
When Gulzar can kill them, then you know they're weak. You just break down this door here. I think the worst part is the slow healing potions, though.
Yep, the door hits you back.
Come on, Gulzar, you can turn right. You're like the counterpart to Derek Zoolander.
Wow, there's a few of those things in there all clustered together, huh?
Yeah, I think the worst part is when I go to walk away from the evil demon hut here, I can accidentally click on an imp. Mm. And if they happen to be walking away from me or teleporting, then I'll take full damage anyways.
Well, just don't
accidentally kill myself again.
Yeah, don't let your damage get down too far, right?
Yeah, so we just got to find encampment number 3, and it should be somewhat close by to this.
Yeah, by the looks of it, they're fairly close together, right?
That's right. They're usually fairly close together. I just have to figure out where it's going to be. Now, that spear hurt. Where are you going? Fucking taking a walk, right? Really gonna have to wipe the drool off his mouth after this.
Mm.
At least he hasn't bugged out this episode. We probably wouldn't have been able to make it this far if he did bug out. There, that'll take care of that. Yeah, those siege beasts have quite a lot of hit points. Right, if I do like 3,500 points of damage and I have to hit them 7 times... No, bush. Around the bush. Around the bush, Gulzar. I don't know where the hell he's going. I don't know why he's walking up that way. He's got ideas of his own. Okay, well there's a side dungeon area. One of those super tough side dungeon areas that are like super high level.
Uh-huh.
We could go in there and die probably. Oh look, there's a well. Oh yeah, I might want to switch auras so I can actually hit that guy. Oh, here comes a, what's-her-nuts. Okay, she's gonna attack him, so I'll attack her. Okay, I'm gonna go get that well. And feed Buddy a healing potion. Yeah, I don't know where the other encampment is.
Yeah, it appears to be not close to the other two now.
Normally they are fairly close by, so I don't know. Maybe I just walked past it somehow. Because the second half of this mountain leads into those frozen caves from, you might remember from normal.
Hmm. No, I don't remember most of what happened on the first playthrough.
Oh! It was completely unmemorable, was it?
No, I just don't remember. Thinking I'm getting low on healing potions, so I'll go back.
Hello.
Identify some crap. Yeah, don't need that. Want to see how much this sells for. Oh yeah, and I still have some charms there. I had like 20 less hit points that whole time. Wow, Tigliated Mail sells for a lot. It sold for like 30 grand just being a base item.
Wow.
So we want to pick that up if we see it.
You need an expanded inventory section so that you can
carry all these charms.
Carry more charms. You carry all the charms.
I mean, a lot of our resistances come from charms too, because
you look like Mr. T with all those big, heavy gold necklaces and stuff.
Well, we basically wouldn't have any magic resistance without them, right? The two types of charms that I tend to collect are charms that increase your hit points and charms that increase your magic resistance.
Oh, and lucky charms?
No, no lucky charms. Let's see if we can at least find the last pack of these guys. Wherever they might be. I think, too, I take less damage from the siege beasts than my hireling because I hit so damn hard that I can just stun lock those things.
Uh-huh.
Whereas they can actually attack and fight him. Oh, I think I see something up there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the edge of a white box. There they are.
Yeah, the edge of a white box.
Follow me.
Hey. Mission accomplished.
Yep. So now we don't have to stay here anymore. We can move on to the next area. If I can figure out how to get out of here without killing myself. I'm at the very least gonna have to kill myself on this door a little bit.
So what do? You just keep walking through this area until you get to the end of it? Or?
Pretty much, yeah. And I can't remember if there's a waypoint at the very start of the next area or if I'd actually have to look for it. But we'll go and talk to What's-His-Nuts and complete the quest that we were supposed to complete. And he'll give us something in return. He gives us Ral Ort Tal, which is a rune word known as Ancient's Pledge. You stick that into a shield, it gives you a small defense bonus and a whole shitload of resistances.
Oh, too bad you don't have a shield.
Yeah, well, you know, this is the second Ral Ort Tal that we found too, because he gave us the exact same reward on normal difficulty.
Oh, so you need to be able to strap your shield to your back.
Would be nice, you know.
Yeah.
Because if we could, then I could carry less charms and still have the same amount of resistances. But unfortunately, it can't be done. Let's see here. Where am I going now? We need to go back to Frigid Highlands. I'll pick up some potions before I go. And we get quest number 3. We're knocking them off, at least.
What's quest number 3?
What's-Her-Nuts is frozen in a river. And we need to go and find her and then unfreeze her.
Oh.
What's-Her-Nuts being the lady that I guess Neelathok abducted and betrayed, or something like that.
Oh.
I don't know. The game has a story, it tries to story, and I'm just like, no. But that's okay. I saw, my buddy sent me an advertisement for how fighting games are marketed these days, and it was like, easy combos and great storylines, and I'm like, no, that's not a fighting game. Get that out of my face. I don't need easy combos.
What do you mean great storylines? I mean, like, what is there?
Fighting games have never had good storylines.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? The storyline in Street Fighter was that little 2-panel caption thing that you got at the end of the game when you managed to beat the game with a particular character, right?
I mean, they try really hard to make storylines in these games now, but, like, they've always been cheesier than crap anyways. They're basically like the old Kung Fu movie storylines, right?
Yeah, well, you mean where the farmer comes home and the local warlord has wiped out everybody in his village, so he goes on a Kung Fu rampage and takes revenge?
That's right.
And then in the double header, the next movie, the fisherman comes home to the fishing village, and the local warlord has wiped out everybody in the village, so he goes on a Kung Fu rampage to take revenge.
And the fucking movie ends right as soon as the villain's dead, right? Like, it just ends right there.
Yeah, that's it. That's, you know, job.
That's what you tuned in for.
Yeah, job done, right? Yeah, I know. I used back when I was young, and cable TV was much less developed than it is now. I don't even remember now what that cable network turned into, but it used to be called the American Cable Network or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
AMC or something. Anyway, every Saturday they had Kung Fu Theater on there, and they'd show like those old Hong Kong produced Kung Fu movies that were all subtitles, you know, so the guy's mouth is moving like crazy.
Yep.
And
he says like 4 words?
Yeah, and he says like 4 words because they've dubbed in English over top of the original Chinese language.
Yeah.
You know? But gotta admit, though, you couldn't beat the technical skill, I guess, of the fight choreographers and stuff in those movies.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Because they didn't have a whole lot of special effects technology back then either. You know, like they didn't have the ability to make any schmuck look like a martial arts expert like they do now,
yeah,
right?
You just had to be a martial arts expert.
Yeah, you just had to be a martial arts expert. Yeah.
But, yeah, you know, and the thing is, too, is, like, also, like, easy combos. Like, come on, a fighting game is all about practice, right? You're supposed to practice over and over. I know, because I used to play these things competitively, right? practice makes perfect, just like with a martial art.
Well, I suppose they're trying to be more accessible so that maybe people like me would be more likely to play those games. I don't know.
I can't see it. People like you aren't going to play a fighting game.
No, not since the old Street Fighter 2 days, really. Because the Street Fighter 2, I mean, I could never master any of the special moves and all that kind of stuff, but I did learn a few very basic combos that you could do, you know, just with the basic attacks.
Yep.
And blocking was pretty intuitive because all you had to do was move away from your opponent in order to block, right?
Yep.
You know, like it wasn't like you had to press a button like in Mortal Kombat or something like that, right? There was no block button. You just move away and you block. But after a while, those games started to get to be extremely complex with very complicated combo chains and things like that, even just for normal, non-magical movements, right?
Yeah, well, they started to get, I guess, inflation in that way, right? Yeah. Everything started to become inflated in that way.
And
where a combo was a devastating thing in Street Fighter 2, it was, you know, so what by the time you get to, you know, some of the later games.
Well, the thing is that, you know, like, for example, with a character like Guile, you could crouch and do a couple of light kicks, and then, you know, if you could time it right, you could, you know, like stun lock your enemy a couple of times with light kicks, and then flash kick him or something, you know, like and knock him down.
Yeah.
And then you could be charging up his projectile attack while they're still on the ground, and so that they get up right into it, right?
Yep.
And if they block it, then you can, you know, move in real quick and then crouch and hit them with a couple of light kicks, and then flash kick them and knock them down. Rinse and repeat, right? And those were relatively simple movements, you know, like I had a lot more trouble with the more circular combos, right?
Yeah.
Which is why I liked Guile probably the best out of all those characters that were in that game. Just because I found it too difficult to do things like the Dragon Punch or the Fireballs or whatever, right?
Well, I guess the thing is that, like, you know, in a way, the charge characters are more timing-based, whereas other types of characters are more execution-heavy, right?
Yeah.
But I always had crap for timing, so I played everybody who wasn't a charge guard.
Well, the thing is that the biggest trick to learn with that one is to you know, like, charge your special attack, whatever it was going to be, while because you could crouch and press down,
yeah,
and away kind of thing at the same time if need be too, right?
So
you could even charge a projectile attack while you're crouching and delivering like light kicks or light punches, yeah, right?
I don't know. I'd rather just play somebody like Zangief and walk up and spinning pile driver you.
Yeah, I could never do that move. You know what I did way back when? They actually sold a programmable controller.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for, I think that one was on Super Nintendo.
That's right,
actually, yeah. They sold a programmable controller so that you could do a single button press spinning file driver, right?
Yeah, I ended up, I never played Street Fighter competitively. The game that I actually played competitively was Soul Calibur, which came along a little ways later. But, even then, like, I got good enough at Street Fighter where, like, you know, in casual matches, I could walk up to you and, like, walk up while walking on the ground, spinning pile driver you, or spinning pile driver you in between attacks or things like that.
Yep.
Or if you attack me with something that's punishable or has a long hit stun recovery on block, and I could spinning pile driver you out of that.
Yeah, well, the thing is that...
I like that. I like doing that. That's fun.
Zangief was also, even in the AI version, was one of the tougher characters, not because he was, like, fast or agile, but just because he had such a long reach for some of these attacks, you know?
Like, yeah, you can even look up what his hitbox looks like on some of these wikis and things.
He could, you know, like, you'd be standing at a range where a different character would have to actually use, like, a longer range attack, like a kick or something,
or
to
jump
reach
in
you,
or something like that.
Whereas he could just reach in and grab you from that range, right?
Well, of course, he has to be good at what he does.
And you can't block grapples, right? So, you'd be blocking, expecting him to try and do like a standing hard kick or a crouching hard kick to try and knock your feet out. And instead he reaches out and grabs you and turns you upside down and then drives the top of your head into the ground, right?
Yeah, well, you've got to be good at maintaining and keeping space. It's basically that's what Zangief teaches you how to do, is how to keep and maintain space between your opponent, right? And how to try to not turtle up so much.
And then in later versions, remember that when the new challengers came out?
Yep.
They added a couple of charging attacks for him too, right? Like where he would actually run forward and grab, right? Although you could interrupt those with a quick attack if you were
That's
alert.
right, yep.
But still, I mean, that added a whole bunch more stuff to his arsenal, because then he could suddenly run forward and grab you and put you into a suplex or, like something like that, right? I don't know. I had fun with that game when it, way back in the day, and I played it quite a bit. I never really got very good at it, but I could win the game, with any of the characters, right, on normal difficulty.
Yo, I think you started to quit when they finally turned 3D, right?
Well, actually, when I finally decided to quit was when they started doing like those Marvel crossovers and kind of things like that, where you do a special move and the whole screen is filled with explosions, or one that had like cats going across the screen from one side to the other.
Oh, you mean like Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yeah,
and
like
things
that
like
kind of stuff. Like it got to the point where the like you're basically, it's a special move match. Then there's
everything is completely over the top. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's no guys, a guy like me that can do the basic attacks and block and that kind of thing, and maybe even chain two or three basic attacks together, kind of thing. Well, there was no room for a guy like that anymore, because your enemy or your opponent from the far side of the screen can unleash one of these ridiculous specials, right?
Yeah.
That can, even if you block it, it still whittles away your health, right?
Well, at the competitive level too, those games get pretty obscene with like full life combos and things like that.
Yeah.
Right. And personally, as a competitive player, coming from a game that had very, very different outcomes in terms of damage scaling than from that, I much more prefer a game where you have to play footsies with your opponent and really try to open them up and wear them down and trick them into making mistakes than to just land a giant massive combo. Because the thing about it is, there's a difference between games that are fun to play and games that are fun to watch. And it might not be fun to watch me poke at you and do a little bit of damage here and there to try to bait you into a mistake so that I can hit you really hard. But it's definitely a lot more engaging to play, whereas if all I'm trying to do is line up my combo, and I mean, like, there's a certain amount of execution that's involved too, like, don't get me wrong, you have to be really, really good at execution in order to carry out some of the combos that you see players do in these competitive fighting games, but it's just not fun to play, right?
Well, anyway,
you're basically watching a demonstration of execution rather than watching basically an engaging fight at that point.
Basically, it's not really a
fight. It's a special effects show.
It's not a fight anymore. It's basically a couple of wizards throwing spells at each other, basically, right? That's what it is when you think about it.
I much more appreciated a more technical and sort of like thinking style game. So, like, for example, you go and you try to hit your opponent with something. That particular move is going to have a certain amount of time for recovery on it. Then you're going to have a certain amount of possibilities in which they're going to respond, and a certain amount of possibilities in which you're going to respond. And you need to think about that, and you need to try to figure out what they're going to do and try to capitalize on it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? What I liked, actually, and even though it was extremely difficult, what was the name of that game that had like Jun Kazim in it?
That was Tekken.
Yeah, Tekken. I liked the like I might not even still have the disc around here somewhere, but I had one or two of the Tekken games too.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I liked about it was that the combos were difficult to learn, but they weren't like ridiculously flashy, things like some of the Capcom games were, right?
Well, they did still have lots of juggles.
But still, though, it was more. They had more authentic looking movements and that kind of thing in those games.
Well, I suppose too, like if you're comparing Tekken to Marvel versus Capcom, I'd take Tekken every day.
And I mean, if you go with King, right? That character King, that guy with the jaguar head. And if you knew how to do it, you could actually chain together an endless combo of throws, right?
Yeah, of course they get a chance to grapple break after every throw input, but they have to guess the button right?
Yeah. Well, and also though it requires a huge amount of skill to be able to essentially buffer all of those moves together, right?
Well, that's one of the things though, right? It's all about fighting games are about practice, right?
Yeah.
And ideally you're playing the fighting game because you find that practice enjoyable. Right? It's not just about beating the other guy up and being like, haha, I win. It's a process of continual improvement.
Well, to be honest with you, I used to just play those games in one-player mode. Like, I never played online or anything like that with those. Because I'm not really a very competitive person when it comes to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I was basically just playing it because it was fun to play, right?
Well, there are basically two types of competitive people, right? There are the types of competitive people who just want to show how much better they are than everybody else, and then there's the type of competitive person that's more about like a self-improvement kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was more of the latter than the former, right? So I wasn't necessarily concerned with, although obviously I did end up winning a lot, otherwise I wouldn't have been a competitive fighting game player. But, it's not necessarily about showing how much better you are. It's about, like, observing the things that you did right and the things that you did wrong and trying to figure out about the things that you did wrong, how could you do better? It's a very analytical type of process.
Yeah, and I remember that because I remember you talking about counting frame rates and that kind of thing.
Yeah, frame
right?
data games. Back before they included them in the fighting games, because now they actually include frame data in fighting games.
Wow.
Yeah, but back in my day, you actually had to take your capture card and record your game console and measure that stuff, and that's one of the things that I spent a lot of time doing.
Yeah, doing your research.
Yeah,
because
basically.
I know you used to favor Siegfried in those games, and he was always one of the slower and more ponderous moving guys, right?
That's right,
a bunch of them. But he had some really interesting. You better watch it; you're gonna die. He had some interesting evasive moves and that kind of thing.
Well,
right?
he was basically primarily every character had a couple of different things that they could do, but he basically had two primary functions. And the first primary function that he could do was he was a zoning and spacing character, which means that he would try to play keep out and keep away against you and try to hurt you every time you tried to get in, and then slowly whittle you down that way. Which makes for a very boring and non-entertaining style of gameplay to watch, but it's actually very, very fun to try to keep somebody away and out like that.
Well, the thing is,
it takes a considerable amount of skill too. Actually,
the thing is, though, he had that like a couple of good sidestep moves and things like that too, right?
Well, he also had a variety of what they call 50-50s, which are move setups where you basically have to guess between, say, a mid and a low. And you don't have any way of actually knowing whether he's going to hit you mid or low, so you have to guess and either duck or not duck, depending on, I guess you'd estimate that based on the type of move that your opponent favors, right? So if you see your opponent going low a lot, then you might try to block low. But basically, he would do mix-ups like that, or he would try to keep you out. So the mix-ups were his high damage option, but they were very risky. And if you managed to block them, then you could take out like a quarter of his health every time he screwed up. And the zoning game was a much more conservative style of play. But basically, he would try to keep you out for as long as he could while you're trying to get in. And he would try to whittle you down before... And I mean, I can't tell you too, like, especially in... one of those games, how many matches I won by timeout. Right? But winning by timeout isn't entertaining to people, right?
Yeah.
But winning by timeout is a perfectly legitimate strategy when you're playing the game competitively.
Yeah. Well, I can remember a lot of times, though, because I used to watch you play when you were playing online sometimes. And I can remember lots of times that an enemy would do some sort of their favorite attack, whatever it might have been, and you would just sidestep and they'd end up hitting air.
That's right, because the best way to...
And then they would be horribly out of position because you sidestepped and they're still on the follow-through of this missed attack, right?
That's right. That's fighting games 101, right? The best way to not get hurt is to not get hit.
Yeah.
Right? And so, using your movement well and learning how to do movement and learning how to do movement at the correct times, no less, is a big, big part of the game. And you also need to realize, too, like, you might think, oh, well, why move? Well, to be able to evade your opponent's attacks also gives you openings to hit them back, basically, right? And not only that, but they're free openings. You can hit them for free in most of these cases. And that's where most of your damage is going to come from against an aggressive opponent, right? The one that doesn't really know how to defend themselves or look after themselves too well. Now, of course, you don't want to step too much, right? Because you don't want to come up against somebody like me and then, you go to move around and suddenly I'm hitting you with all of these step-catching moves that take out tons and tons of your health over and over again, too. There was a guy I fought once like that who had this really bad habit of continuously sidestepping all the time. And once I figured that out, I just killed him with, like, 2 moves. And he never did catch on.
Oh, well. Anyway, I never really played those games online either.
I even went to, like, offline tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, I found that there was enough for me to do in those games that I didn't really need to go online looking for, other opponents, right?
Yeah.
Because there was the one that had sort of that campaign mode in it. I don't remember which version that was.
Soul Calibur 3, and that was Chronicles of the Sword. In all honesty, if anybody's ever going to actually go back and play one of these games, I know fighting games tend not to be a popular genre, but the best casual fighting game that was ever made in the Soul Calibur series is probably the Soul Calibur 3 game, because it has Chronicles of the Sword, it has that big RPG mode, and it has custom character creation and all of this wonderful stuff. That's actually where I started to get into the series.
Yeah, and right? I have to say I liked that game quite a bit. I played it quite a lot.
Yeah. And I played it quite a lot, too. In fact, I still go back and play it now and then. Even with all my competitive skills, it's still fun.
Yeah.
Right, because it's just well designed. I mean, there are flaws to it, like,
Well, I
wish I could make it harder.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to say. I found that in the Chronicles of the Sword thing that the AI was a little bit too easy.
That's right. And it's because they tend to...
And it wasn't just in the actual battles, it was also in the tactics that they used, like how they moved their troops around and that kind of thing.
Wasn't always the greatest,
Yeah, exactly.
There were a couple of difficult scenarios, but, they were kind of far and few between.
Yeah.
But the main thing that really bugs me going back about it now is basically the AI is set to very easy. And it's like, well, I'm up the floor with the very hard AI, right? So it gets kind of boring for me in that sense. But you can still make it artificially more difficult for yourself by restricting, the equipment you can use and things like that, making yourself weaker.
Yeah.
And just because I used to play the games competitively doesn't mean I know how to do everything or fight as good as I can with Siegfried with every character. In fact, I was a character specialist, so I'm nowhere near as good with other characters as I was with Siegfried. Still probably better than most people, but that's just... that comes as a consequence of learning how to fight against certain characters.
Yeah.
I haven't found the... is there actually a waypoint to the Ariat Plateau? I know I've been looking through here the whole time, because we found the end of where we need to be. Yeah, there is a waypoint to the Ariat Plateau, and I never found it.
Yeah.
How much time are we in? Well, I suppose we're probably good, because this will be the next area anyways, just inside here. And, I don't know. I can figure the rest of this out on my own time. Maybe I'll have to run back here on camera if I can't find the waypoint. I'll look for the waypoint, but I'll probably end the recording here, so.
Okay.
So, until next time.
I'm Sandman99.
And I'm Rec-B5, and hopefully we don't encounter any more damn skeletons. Have a good one.